I have a piece of paper that tells me what we're about to do here. We are about to have an evaluation workshop led by none other than our district champion evaluator, queen of evaluations, poet laureate of evaluations, she's been called in various publications. My best friend, my mentor, my wife, Dominique Fruchtman. I have no idea what I'm supposed to say next. I'm going to turn this over to Dominique. Enjoy.
Hey, everybody. Hey. Who's ready to get deep? Oh, that's great. Do you even know what I was going to say?
I'm always ready.
You're ready. We are going to get deep into evaluations, and we're going to do it quickly. My goal is to talk about 4 things. I'm saying this up front so that if I start forgetting some of these things, somebody can shout it out. We're going to talk about physically how to take your notes. I'm going to hand out my famously self-copyrighted evaluation adjectives, which you're welcome to grab if you don't have them already. And we're gonna have some pie. Without the pie, just the dish. Yeah, that's it. Okay, here goes. Raise your hand if you've ever had a less than satisfying evaluation. Oh, a few, okay. The whole room. Some people raised 2 hands. I'm guessing that was a double bad experience. Okay. And you raised 2 hands and a leg. Oh, both. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to lead by example when it comes to evaluations, because nothing's better or more satisfying than getting an evaluation where you think, I did do that thing well, and it's true that I can improve that thing. Where you ponder it for a moment, and then you think, that's not impossible. Sometimes I like to offer to an advanced speaker like Ed Eddinghausen, would you like a reverse sandwich? Whether on keto or not, the bread to meat ratio of the sandwich approach is reversed. So imagine a disgusting sandwich that's got 2 pieces of protein of your choice, Suzanne, since we don't eat meat in this family, and 1 piece of whole wheat bread in the middle, because we don't eat Wonder Bread. That type of evaluation is what I'm going to put a little more focus on today, because many of you are advanced speakers, or you wouldn't be here in the first freaking place. So the first thing I want to show for evaluators of all levels is my not so secret, not so patented, and well borrowed from John Rees, Sir John Rees, is the method he taught me, which I feel ever since I learned this, it catapulted me and my level of quality of evaluations. It's a line across the middle and a line actually at the top. So it looks like a cross, and this isn't just so you can pray that you do well. It's also, you write the things they did well over here, 1 word or 2 words max. Like, let's say it was Ed. Ed, come on up here for a second. All right. So just looking at Ed, I say, he's really well put together. It's a good look for you, you know? not too fancy, not too casual. And I think because of the fancy belt buckle, it really dresses up the jeans. Now, this is not a critique on Ed's sartorial choices, but I would write well-dressed over here. Because it is one of the things that hits you first, is how does the person look? Do they look like they're confident? You always strike me as confident. And then you always look like you're ready to make us laugh, which is another thing you do well. Okay, thank you. You may sit down. Good example. So before the person even starts speaking, there are things I can write down about them. As a speaker, you should know, and as an evaluator, you should know. Take a look at the speaker before they shake hands with the officiant. If they're standing off in the corner, going, and not looking poised, that's something to note. And don't ever let that be you. Instead, you should let your hair down, even with the purple highlights, and say, I've got this, off the corner of, that's right, swagger, thank you very much. She's doing that. The more you feel confident, this is one of the few things you can fake and make, is confidence. If you feel sweaty knees and shaking wrists, hands, or any combination of that, just remind yourself how excited you are. That's not fear, that's excitement. If your mouth is dry, you're excited. You're not nervous. If your knees are a little trembly, you start stammering, like, just remind yourself, this is how excited I am. And before you know it, pretty much as soon as you say that out loud or to yourself, your body believes you, and you start acting excited instead of acting nervous. It's really, I say acting because it is acting. Would you not agree that speeches are a performance half the time? Okay, so on the left, you put things that could be improved, such as, let's say, movement. A lot of people are challenged with movement. Sometimes with movement, you'll get a little of this, like slow dancing in high school. And then sometimes you'll get a little more dancing, a little walk step. Okay? Other times you might actually get where somebody favors one side of the room. Let's say they've got their spouse or their club president there, or somebody that they're just comfortable with. So I start staring at Sandy and I just won't let her go. And then it gets weird. So that's something you want to mention. Thank you for playing along, Sandy. She's giving me a sourpuss look. Give me the stink eye. What are you looking at me for? Relaxing and remembering that the whole stage, it deserves to hear you. You're the stage. The whole audience deserves to hear you. So I would write down maybe 2 words on the left. Balanced delivery. And just point out that they happen to favor this side. And then give a suggestion. And if you can give an idea of how, a demo, of how to fix that, by saying, okay, so you've got Sandy's attention, that's great. Let's look around. Oh, look, there's Marianne not looking at me. Oh, look, there's Daryl looking at me. There she is. That's such a pretty smile. So once I kind of use up this area, I can demonstrate that, oh, look, Richard looking right at me. So now I can walk over here. I can reel myself in. And now I'm fishing in this part of the pond. And I make casual eye contact with everyone at the table before I move back a table and look over there. And then that might lead me to the back to Mr. William Long. And I say, there he is, I know that smile anywhere. And now I can address the center. So if you think about it like a lake where you want to go fishing, the eye contact is you dipping your, I don't know, fish, what is it? It's the bobby thing, the floaty thing. Yes, bobber. The bobber is right there, all over the lake. And that would be how I would suggest an improvement. Now that you know all the secrets of writing stuff down while the person is speaking, that's why it's only 1 or 2 words. You want to mostly focus on them. Here's something I don't say very often, and this is probably the only time in the next year that you'll hear this. A very advanced technique, and you'll know right away whether you can do it or not, is as soon as you notice the person has great gestures or a really nice lilt in their voice. It goes up, it goes down, sometimes it whispers. You can check that off in your brain and basically, essentially stop listening to their voice and start paying attention to other things. Obviously, you need to listen to the words. They matter. But as far as vocal variety, you can just take that off the table. You can think to yourself, those of you who've been in Toastmasters long enough to remember the old CC manuals. Oh, good old days. Yeah. There were 10 speeches in there, and each one focused on a different aspect of speeching that made us good. There was body language, there was gestures, there was vocal variety, there was persuasion, and so forth. I just remember number 5 was body language. I don't know why that stuck. So imagine those 10 things, or even write them down on your paper with little check boxes next to them. And when you notice something about that, check it off. And then look and see what else is there that I need to look at, especially in a contest situation where you don't have a proscribed, this is what I need you to look for, and this is the purpose of this speech. The purpose of the evaluation is to win. How do you do that? We all saw the speech. The last thing you're going to do is say, Michael, you wore your hat, real cute, and you said this about your friend, and please, for the love of God, if anybody does that today, I'm just going to walk right up here in the middle of your evaluation and whisper in your ear, I saw that part too. What about it? What about it? What about it? When, my magic 4-letter word. If you stick the word when in front of Michael, you talked about your friend with fondness. If I put when in front of that and say, Michael, when you talked about your friend with fondness, it made my heart swell because I loved how eloquently you shared your relationship with your friend. It made me realize how much we learned about him just from the tone of your voice. So when, at the beginning of whatever you're going to say about the person, is a piece of cake to force your brain to finish the rest of the sentence. So if somebody was evaluating me, they would say, Dom, when I saw the mic shaking, I knew you weren't nervous. I knew you had developed an essential tremor, which must stink, but you did a great job disguising it by holding the mic with both hands. Or remind me the next time to always, what's the why between anything we say about each other? This is the part where I tell you that every evaluation should be platonic but loving ode to the speaker. You want to give every evaluation you can with the kind of love that you hope people will have for you. It's not pity, it's not fandom, but genuinely, I loved what you said, Richard. I can't wait to hear you speak again, for real. And to make your speech even better, here's what I'd like to see the next time. So it's never, what did you do well or poorly today? It's, here's what I saw, here's how it made me feel, and when you deliver this again, here's what I think will make it even better. So 2 words, next time. In your brain, be thinking, the suggestions I'm giving are not what went wrong today, it's what would make it better. So we talked about the cross. We talked about the when, the magic word when. Put that in front of any remark you're about to say, in case it's too generic. Make notes on what the person does. They had a nice outfit. Ed, when I see you up here dressed like that, it reminds me that we do judge people based on how they look. And by golly, you looked appropriate, confident, and there was nothing distracting. What you wore just added to your appearance and authority. So that's how we can take something as simple as something you can notice before the person even opens their mouth and blend it in. There's a pie. Sharon loved, everybody knows Sharon is an expert when it comes to pie. Sharon made this up recently. P-I-E, and then there's the sliver for somebody who's on a diet. The P is for praise, the I is for improvement, and the E is for encouragement. Then there's the little sliver that says, what's missing? And when Sharon gave this to me, I said, I don't know what's missing. And she said, no, you tell us what's missing. And then after a little round of who's on first, I finally got where she was going with this. Sharon and I have been co-presenters of this same presentation for almost 10 years now. What's missing? I saw Sherelle Griffin yesterday on Zoom, who some of you may remember, a wonderful, a beloved, kind of April Gillis beloved level of member who used to be in our district and moved to Georgia. She had leaves. She had leaves from outside, because it's Georgia, that were 3 different beautiful colors, and she talked about the fire of fall and described these leaves that she showed us. And I thought, if she doesn't throw those leaves up and dance underneath them, I'm going to tell her, here's a missed opportunity. But because it's Sherelle, of course she did. She threw them up, and she did a little, almost reminded me of a kid outside. You're supposed to be raking the leaves, but instead you're just floofing them up and dancing under them. It was charming. It stung my eyes with emotion as I remembered what it was like to dance under the leaves, especially if you're using a prop. I'm not looking over at that side of the room for any reason. But if you use a prop, use it to its fullest extent. Don't let there be anything you could have done with it that you didn't. I once attended a meeting during COVID in Lebanon, and let me tell you, the Zoom Lebanon club, I think there's one club in the whole country, and it's run like a tight ship. They were talking about inflation. Like, if we think inflation's bad here, you have no idea how bad it is. The speaker had a wad of Lebanese money. And she said, it used to cost this much, and she held up a few dollars for monthly internet. Now it costs this much, and she held up a wad. It was a really great visual representation. And then she put the money down. I said, the next time you deliver that speech, I'd like to see you just make it rain. Throw it up in the air and say, it's like it's worth nothing. And then just let it all fall around you. Because if you're gonna bother to track a prop, then you use it dramatically. And then just like it's nothing, just walk on it. Because that just emphasizes all the more that it seems to be worth less than it ever was. So missed opportunities is something that's great for advanced speakers because, let's face it, advanced speakers can be tough to give suggestions to, which is why I have these two pretty colorful pieces of paper that have suggestions for improvement for speakers who you think, if the words ever try to leap unbidden to your mouth, words along the lines of, gee, I just can't think of anything to improve. Make sure I'm not in the room, one. And two, even if you have to bring these up with you, eye contact, too long, too short, darting eye contact, unevenly distributed, monotonous vocal delivery, expressive voice, even just a different way of saying something. I wouldn't have thought of expressive, except I just saw it here, so now it's fresh. This has, Death by PowerPoint is one of them. 6 by 6 by 1. 6 bullets down, 6 words per bullet for one thought. That's the rule of thumb, but if you really want a master class in PowerPoint, see my friend Sharon Canty. Excessive looking at slide, reading from slide. Graph too complicated. That's why we're keeping a nice simple pie chart. Okay, pop quiz. Give me P, I, or E, Tom. Which one do you remember?
Remember? You check my birthday, but you were asking about memory.
There's praise, improvement, and encouragement.
And what's missing?
And what's missing? Whatever you decide might be missing. It's not always something missing, but it's a great thing to think to yourself, this is an advanced speaker. What's missing?
Humor.
Humor. Humor. Thank you. Humor. I like to make fun of myself the most, and after that, I won't make fun of the person speaking ever, but I might experience a little exaggeration up here while I'm imitating their movement. You know, I might do a little, like I said, another one of my favorite things to tease people about is the hand gestures. There's the fig leaf. The bridesmaid. And the evil mastermind.
How about reverse big leaf?
Reverse big leaf. Oh, that's command, what is it? What do you call that?
Parade rest.
Parade rest. Thank you. Yes. Surveying my domain. Hands should always be relaxed at the sides when you're not trying to make a point. And as soon as you do, just relax. This is one of the most important things that I find people have difficulty with. I used to do the, I don't know what you call it, expectant father. I would grab my wrist, I don't know why. It was pointed out to me once back in 2011. Never did it since. Especially when they said expectant father, and I thought, oh yeah, that really doesn't fit me. Not even a little bit. So you can tease each other, especially if it's someone you know, somebody from your club. But if it's at a contest, be careful. You don't want to seem like a bully. One of the best ways to avoid feeling like a bully is in the wrap-up, give an overall. To me, there are a couple points we'll do, this is the anatomy of, how am I doing on time, Sarah?
I'll let you know.
Oh, okay, thank you. What we want to avoid is essentially saying, here's what you did today that was no good. Because let's assume the speech was perfect, that the person did the absolute best they could. We can't improve that. We can't improve the best they did, but we can let them know what would be even better. So assume today's performance was perfect, because if it could have been better, it would have been. And that next time, I'd love to hear those words in an evaluation. The next time you deliver this speech, let's just assume that the 40 or so speeches we do for DTM are not just one-offs, that we're actually going to use them in our lives. If somebody says to me, Dom, next time you give this presentation, I'm all ears. I want to hear it because I give it a lot and it's constantly shifting and evolving. The next time, now the person is free. They can just, okay, what I did today was great. What can I do next time? Everybody always wants to prove they can do better next time. So let's tell them what they would do. I'd love to see you smile more, especially when you want the audience to smile with you. You can hear a smile in someone's voice. In fact, the other day, I had to answer the phone for my business, and it was, I had a day, I didn't feel great, I went to answer, I said, this is Dominique, and Brian pointed out to me, you know, the next time you answer the phone. Seriously, he said, while we were driving. And I was listening. He said, he compared it to something that I've used with him before. You're on a ladder, you're hammering a nail into the wall to hang a painting, and you drop the nail. Have to get all the way off the ladder, find that stupid little thing, and get all the way back up, and then hope I don't drop it again. So, you have to do that, or you can't hang the picture, right? So what is the point of shaking your fist? You're gonna get down and get it anyway. Why not do it with a smile? Since it's not like there's a choice. I had decided to answer the phone, and yet I sounded in mourning when I answered. Yes, this is Dominique. He said, next time, if you put that smile in your voice, whether you feel it or not, well, I don't even know what the rest of it was. I stopped listening at that point because that was the advice I needed. Because next time I did answer the phone, I said, this is Dominique. And I did not feel it, but I did it. And it turned out that it was something really good. Like the United States Post Office wanting to set up a 50-person team building on a Wednesday, which was just, all I saw was dollar signs in front of my eyes. And was I glad I didn't sound like a sourpuss? Because there's nothing worse than, hi, this is Dominique. Hi, this is the post office. We want to set up a, oh, now you're happy to hear from me, now that you know it's something good. So, did you have a question, Tom?
Real quick.
Yeah, let's have
It
it.
applies to your message machine also. A lot of people
Your
don't
Ant's
put a
outgoing
smile in
message.
your message machine.
I heard from anybody who runs a business in here who uses their voicemail frequently, I heard a gentleman this week tell me the days he works, he leaves a new voicemail every day. Hi, it's Wednesday, October 28th and 9th, whatever. I'll be in and out today, checking voicemail periodically. You can always send me a text at this number for a faster response. Or I'll be out all day showing houses. Leave me a message, I'll probably email you tomorrow. Just custom. He feels like that's him going to work and sounding, well, however he's going to sound in a particular day. I'm not feeling well, I'm staying home. Leave a voicemail, I'll get back to you when I'm back on the clock. It's kind of nice to know that somebody cared enough to leave a custom message. And he says after he leaves that, and it takes 30 seconds, that's him clocking in as an entrepreneur. That's the beginning of his day. I left my voicemail, time to get to work. I like that delineation. So remember, when you're off sides, people are watching you. They're looking at you. We don't want to see anything that you wouldn't do once you're up here. So you want to keep a nice, yes?
I just wanted to offer that you would think, before you meet.
Come up here and say that.
The gentleman she's talking about, you would think John Sloan is a great guy if you just get his voicemail, his outgoing voicemail message. You already know when I meet this guy, he's a good guy. It just sounds like that on his message. But I also had a question for you. Since some people will be in evaluation contests, and since you've won at the highest level, how do you win an evaluation contest?
Wow, what a great question. How much time do I have left?
Carefully.
When you hit the green, it'll be, you have 5 minutes. So it's 10:02, and you're stopping at around 10:15.
Okay. I have time to tell you my biggest secret of all. There's this guy on YouTube. He's from Australia. If you just go on YouTube and search evaluation contest advanced tips or something like that, he's a real good looking guy, very clean cut, young, articulate, and he has thumbnails that look consistently the same. He has won at the district level twice. So have I. But the difference is he shares his ideas on YouTube and I share them locally. I'm only not sharing on YouTube because he's already doing it. But the day of the district contest, instead of solving Wordle on our way here, which we usually do in the car, Brian and I decided to play one of his YouTube advanced videos. And he gave me a tip that day that I felt like it really helped me nail it. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. What's his name?
John Payne.
John Payne. P-A-Y-N-E?
P-E-N-G. John with
Oh,
J-O-N.
Payne. John, J-O-N-P-E-N-G.
Yes.
He is so good.
P-E-N-G. John Payne.
I am not worthy of, I have yet to leave him a comment on one of his YouTubes saying, thanks for letting me win, thanks for helping me win. What he said is so simple and so hard. It's simple, you know how some things are simple but hard, like being punctual? It's like, it's not a complicated concept. It's just sometimes takes a lifetime to master. Same with public speaking, not hard. Not hard, just talking. One way, talking. His idea is that if you can take something about the person's presentation, like let's say it's a talk about golf, you can use expressions like, overall, this was a great topic that helped me learn a lot about a sport I knew nothing about. I think you really hit a hole in one. Get it? You take something, just some little nugget, and this is where it really helps if you're an inch deep and a mile wide, like I am. I know just enough about golf to know there's such a thing as a hole-in-one, and that's, I don't want to start talking about eagles and bogeys, because I don't even know what that means. I've heard it, and I would hate to use it wrong, but most people wouldn't know it either. But everybody knows a hole-in-one. Or if it's another sports-related thing, a home run, a slam dunk. If the person's a sports person, you can use little analogies that it just elevates your evaluation that much more and usually gets a chuckle that people were not expecting something relevant. So think about if there's anything you can do about the topic that is a common expression or something that you can add a little something to personalize it. That there should be no question that it's not like you saw this person yesterday and you wrote this all night and memorized it and you're spitting it out. No, it's this specific speech for this specific reason. So I want you to, when it comes to using your notes, I always use my notes, except unless I'm not allowed to, for some weird random reason. Daryl. Let's say, just for the heck of it, that somebody didn't get their notes back. Who went before you? And then you said, well, that's not my fault they didn't get their notes back. I want my notes. No, in the interest of fairness, you don't get yours either. But I'm relying on them. Yes, Richard. No, tell me.
I have this wonderful T-square. Where do I put at the top of the left and the right?
Oh, on the left is, on the right is pros, P-R-O-S. On the left is SUGG, S-U-G-G, period, which is suggestions for improvement. Because it's not like good, lousy. It's great and next time. Okay? Anyway, let's say you don't get your notes back for some reason. That's one of the reasons to only write 1 or 2 words. The part that you get 5 minutes for back there is the part where you can flesh out the intro, the transition, and the close. You can write those out and ought to have them memorized. And 1 or 2 final nuggets I'll give you is fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and especially George. I want to make you feel special, George. So I'm gonna, now I know where you're sitting, you're over there. Whatever you do, ask the Sergeant at Arms, where is the speaker sitting? Don't go, George, where are you, George? It's not an auction. You don't waste precious seconds trying to ferret them out. They're usually in a prominent place. Ask. Don't waste time once you get here. Be prepared with that. And then when I'm giving George advice or telling him what he did well, like with your magic show, I love your presence. Now I'm telling everybody this. I loved your presence, and especially, and I'm looking at Ed, how you acted bumbling for a second or two and tricked us into thinking you were all thumbs when you dropped that blue scarf. But then, of course, without the blue, the flag looked all wrong. That was fantastic. You played that so well. But I'm telling everyone, remember, when you give an evaluation anywhere, only about 50% of it is intended for the person that you're evaluating. The other 50% should be absorbed by the rest of the audience, which is why Tom says, one second, don't necessarily look for a club with great speakers. Look for a club with solid evaluators. Otherwise, how do you think those speakers got that way? Yes, Brian?
I wanted you to tell them how you won by what you said to Michael or what you said to that lady in the last contest you were in. That's the plug.
Yeah. Because of the day that I was listening to that, and I know that with our test speaker today, Michael, I had gotten, put this down now. Don't use your propses. I mean, don't use your, don't do this. Use a prop or put it away. That day, Michael had told a story about a friend of his. And it was a beautiful homage because the friend was no longer with him, but he had these cherished, wonderful memories he shared. And at the very last second, and I mean last second, because I think I came in at 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the microsecond. Turns out I could have gone half a second faster, longer. I said something along the lines of, you gave a wonderful homage to your friend today, but he's not gone. He lives on with all of us because of what you shared today. And it was a breathtaking, I didn't know I was gonna say it. You had a little puppy dog look on your face when I told you how meaningful it was. And I thought, I gotta cheer him up. And that's what I said. That's one of those little elevation moments. The day of the district contest, a woman was in her safety vest talking about how she showed up. She was a trauma intervention specialist. Thank you. And she said, it's by the time I get there, the damage is done. On the side of the road with the CHP or with the fire department and a house burned down. The damage is done and there's not much I can do. And I said to her, I got actually a little confrontational. I said, I disagree with you. You might not be able to stop the rain, but you hold the umbrella for people. And that, she told me afterwards, that it actually changed how she looks at the job now. That she actually feels she contributes something, not just showing up after the person's gone to hell and back and handing them a tissue and a raincoat and a brochure full of resources. Just having someone there who's got some idea, some shred of an idea of what you might be going through. That the human connection is critical. So by letting her know that and kind of getting in her face about it, I think everyone was, I heard this collective clutching of invisible pearls. When I said, I disagree with you. And I shut up after that. I dropped the mic and took off. I'm going to give you one more thing, and that is, you don't have to be too effusive or make the person think that you're going to propose marriage. Let them know how much you appreciated their presentation, how you genuinely look forward to hearing it again. Tell them to ask for you specifically. Sarah, next time you get an evaluation, ask me. I'll do it, because I loved hearing you today. And mean it. Don't just put the smile in your voice. Genuinely mean it. That's an example of if you can't remember who you're supposed to hand it to, just shove your hand out and say absolutely nothing. The timer stops, and you just, like, whoever comes, somebody will come. Please come grab some of these, or my handy assistant will, what's it say? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks for handing it back. Overview of what's about to happen, is that what it says?
Overview of evaluation showcase and guidelines for people's choice voting.
Okay. Everybody gets a vote. Sharon!
Real quick, guys.
Come up here. Come up here.
Real quick, she is spotlighted in our magazine called Spotlight. Please check it out.
Yeah.
She is named, what? The Poet Laureate of Evaluation for a reason.
That's a Cora thing. That's a Cora thing. Cora, thank you for telling me that. Your admiration is beautiful, and I love you for that. Thank you. Anyone who does not know Cora Gaane, who loves being in the spotlight, just kidding. She's much more of those backstage type persons. But because she is also an excellent evaluator and has, she's so good for my ego. Thank you for that. Now, what we're going to do here is not a contest, but showcase, but there are trophies.
They're fun, cool trophies.
They're fun, cool trophies for the showcase most popular person. I won't even say winner. This is a People's Choice Award. It's one of the deals I made with Musa, because I knew we couldn't have anything official. And I don't even think that thing that TM stands for, the trademark to TM, is going to be mentioned today. So I'm just not going to mention it. We're having a fun showcase. It's going to be a good time. There are ballots that are bright yellow, and you can see them. Oh, look, they're popping up all over. You're going to write your favorite single person on there. There's no first, second, third. There's this person was my favorite, and nobody cares why. Vote for yourself, whether you deserve it or not, or don't. But keep in mind that it's going to be relaxed. We're going to try and have as much fun as we can. The test speaker, Michael, and I are going to tally the votes together. I just want one witness that I got it right. So we'll do that. Tom.
And there is room for more people to sign up.
There is room. There are at least 1 or 2 extra spaces. Cora, I encourage you to join evaluations. It's so great to be an evaluator because if you know what you're doing, and now you all do, it's a zero prep effort. Just show up with your piece of paper. Yes, you can use your notes, and remember to keep your notes light. It's up to you to say, the one thing I forgot to give you was the actual words. I gave you the fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and especially the person's name.
Anyone can sign up.
Anyone can sign up and
I
should
think
do
it's
so.
only people that aren't in the other contests, right?
We're trying to keep it to one contest?
Anyone else, District Governor Musa can sign up. There are no rules.
Musa could sign up. If you're planning to run for office, you can sign up.
It's gonna be a Toastmaster.
Sandy, even you could do this. No.
I'm in the speech contest.
So because she's already in one, will we not let her be in the other one? If anyone wants to, then anyone can. Can we say that or not?
There's one rule.
It's the one rule we have?
It was the one there were no rules we talked about, and otherwise there were really no other rules.
Okay. All right. So be in one contest or be in the other, or if you're inspired by my presentation today. Did I say contest? Oh my Be in the showcase, the show off showcase. Show off your skills. Sorry, I slipped. So we're gonna have Chris Robles is gonna come up here and do his thing. The order is chosen by who signed up in what order, right? And Michael's gonna be our test speaker. So now what?
We have a little time for transition, just to kind of get everybody set.
So
And we're
5 minutes, maybe less, to touch up your rouge and lipstick. And women, if you want to run a comb through your hair, that too.
There's a volunteer here to join where it can be signed.
A new volunteer for the show off showcase is that person should sign up where? With Chris? With Chris. Chris, right over here. Stand, raise your hand, Chris. That's it. Okay. All right. Peace out.